Hello, fam. Welcome. My name is MagdalineJanet. If you're new, welcome to the fam. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because we're always here having a good time. And come visit me on TikTok and Insta because I'm there daily. And of course, welcome back to all my oldies but good. You guys, happy new year. Wishing you the freaking best year. I cannot believe it's 2023 already. I'm late. Okay, so December was extremely busy. I literally posted 25 videos in the month of December. In YouTube alone, I'm not even counting TikTok. So I was swamped all month, and that's when I wanted to do my recap for my foundation. But the day I planned it, I saw that NYX was releasing a foundation and then Mario released their foundation. I'm like, hey, it's still within 2022, so we're gonna keep it as such. So finally, I figured the first week of January we're good with going back to 2022 because we need to do some recaps. So we're still the first week of January. So I want to show you my favorite and amazing 22 foundations of 2022. I do have 3 honorable mentions, but I'll probably do that at the end. And I'm actually demoing these foundations, just like a little swatch on the cheek so you guys can see the color and kind of see the texture of it. But I do have a full 2-day review on each and every single one of these foundations. And I'm focusing on foundations, not skin tints, because I did a recap of my skin tints. Since then, I haven't tried another one. I will link that video below if you want to check it out, but these are strictly foundations. So let's get started because I hope this video is not 300 years long. There isn't a particular order of these foundations. Starting off with Dior Forever. Dior re-released and reformulated this foundation. It's their matte foundation. I am in the shade 3N. I really like this because it's a luminous matte, and this was one of the first ones that I tried last year that I was like, wait, luminous matte? I'm kind of loving that, you know? So this was good. It lasts all day long. It has a good amount of coverage, but it's not thick and it doesn't leave your face feeling dry and cakey. Super pigmented. And yeah, I just love the Lumi matte, you know? All right, moving on to the next one is Givenchy Prisme Libre Skin Caring Matte Foundation. I am in the shade 5N335. This one's a little bit thicker than Dior and it has more of that typical matte foundation that is kind of drying. It does warm up very nice and you do get a nice Lumi effect, but as you apply it, it has a thicker texture. It does mattify and it's super pigmented. This one also lasts all day long. The shades here run a little bit warm, so beware because I am neutral and this kind of applies a little bit warm. The one that I'm actually wearing today is this one, the Makeup Forever HD Skin. This is a matte Lumi. Like, some people find it to be super dry. I find it to be like the perfect matte. Warms up to the skin so nice and it really hugs the skin. It really like attaches to the skin very well. And that's what I found in 2022, that a lot of foundation just kind of became one with the skin. It sounds super dramatic, but I just found that it just warmed up so nicely very quickly. It didn't take hours and hours, you know? I am in the shade here 3N42, but I can also use 2N34. That one's a little bit light, but this one's a little bit too dark. So depending on like your shade, the undertone is good. It's one of my favorite ones because it's lightweight matte and it hugs the skin and it doesn't dry out, you know? Talking about matte, and a foundation I wasn't really like excited about was this Makeup Revolution IRL filter. I am in the shade F12. When I applied it, it was very matte, like your typical matte foundation. It is a matte foundation. This was the first time IRL was being used in makeup, and I was like, what is IRL? And I'm like, oh, in real life. And in real life, your skin looks bomb in this foundation. Oh my gosh, the trash people are here. So if you hear the banging, that's them. So this foundation, what I remember very specifically is I had redone my entire apartment with my friend, and I was wear testing this one. And that day, it happened to be extremely hot. It was like 90 degrees or 100 degrees, and this foundation wore beautifully. It really attaches to your skin and gives you that matte, and it like hugs your skin, so it's not going to be moving. Even when I was swatching it, it just grabs onto the skin and it blurs. It looks really nice throughout the day. So if you want something long wearing that ain't moving, drugstore, this is it. Next is one size. So I literally just reviewed this one again, comparing it to the NYX. This one I really liked because it's full coverage and very, very blurry. It has that moussey texture, but if you have textured skin or dry skin, it's going to attach to crevices around your mouth, around your nose, around your chin. So just be careful. I would suggest to wear a good thick moisturizer. It's also depending if you like that moussey texture. Some people don't like it, and on some skin tones, it just doesn't work. For me, it works out well because I do have oily skin, but I do have to moisturize very well to have this not create that texture. But I like it because it warms up so nicely and your skin looks beautiful throughout the day. It's just that beginning hiccup. Because of the texture, there isn't a lot of foundations out in the market that have that moussey texture. For this one to be one of the first that I use, I think it worked out very well, you know? Okay, next up is Armani Power Fabric Foundation. This was my very first Armani foundation I've ever tried this year. I mean, in 2022. And the Power Fabric, I believe it was re-released or it's a new one, but wow. No wonder why everyone's obsessed with Armani makeup, let alone the foundation. It just blurred the skin and it gave me pigment. It's a bit of a matte loomy, but the longevity of it, what was shocking, I always think about super high-end makeup. It's just not as like hard working as the other brand. This one had my skin looking bomb. When I was watching it right now, I'm like, dang. And it has this very light texture. It's liquid. It has like a liquid moussey sort of texture. I really like it, and that's what just blurs the skin, and oh, so good. I'm in the shade 8. Next up is YSL, another first timer for me. I believe they re-released their All Hours foundation. This is the Luminous Matte Foundation. I am in the shade MN9. This one looks very light in the bottle, but it does oxidize a good amount. The quality of this foundation is really great because it truly is the Luminous Matte. It's very lightweight and it glides onto the, wow, my earrings. It glides onto the skin very nicely. Like, you wouldn't think it has any matte in it, but as you apply it, you'll see like, oh, it is a bit on the mattified side. This is just very blurring also. I really, really liked this when I bought it and I reviewed it for you. I just found myself wearing it over and over and over again until the next foundation review. I mean, release. These were the ones I was waiting for, remember, because this just released on, I think like December 20th. NYX Bear With Me Blur Skin Tint. This is not no skin tint. This is a full-on foundation, which is why it's in the foundation category. It is very similar to One Size in the way that it has that moussey texture, but One Size is more moussey than this one. This one's like in between the moussiness and a liquid all-in-one. So it has a bit of a thicker texture. The thing about this is it applies beautifully. It blurs the skin. Literally, it gives you full coverage. It lasts all day. But these shade ranges that NYX came out with was just really disappointing because I've never had issues with NYX foundation shade ranges. Can't Stop, Won't Stop line is amazing, and I love that entire line. But girl, this is so warm. I had to use my LA Girl Blue pigment to neutralize it. I did a demo when I compared both of these together on how I use that. So if you want to know how to use it, it's in that video. I like it. I think it works well. Just shade ranges. Come on, NYX, you know? Okay, NARS just does makeup well, first and foremost, but they released their light reflecting foundation in the shade M5 Valencia. This one looks warm and it applies warm, but as it warms up into your skin, it becomes that neutral undertone that this is. Literally the most pigmented luminous foundation here. It does give you a loomy look, so if you don't like the luminous look, I wouldn't suggest it for you. What I love about this one is that because it's so luminous, it lasts on the skin all day long. You have that full pigment and color and the longevity with a luminous look, like you look super healthy. If you don't like the luminous look, this is probably not for you, but I really like how it just lays on the skin. It doesn't separate and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Okay, talking about beautiful, Charlotte Tilbury released the Beautiful Skin Foundation. Truly a luminous foundation. It's very lightweight, but very pigmented. And that could be a little bit confusing because when something's super pigmented, one can confuse it as too heavy. That's not the case. This one really glides onto the skin beautifully. This is like the glidiest foundation that I have in this collection because it really makes the skin beautiful. It glides. It gives you a very luminous look all day long. So this is a yes for me. Oh, I'm the shade 7 Neutral. Next up is Kosas. Kosas released, I remember, in February, and I was just in total awe. First, I couldn't find my shade. I kind of had to get like 3 foundations to finally find my shade, but I finally found the perfect shade. It's medium tan, neutral 280, and whoa, I love this one. I think it's amazing. It's very buildable. It's pigmented, but you can definitely build it up to more of a full coverage. I would say it's medium. I think it works out beautiful on the skin. It glides on the skin, lasts all day. It does work on oily skin. We don't look gastadas. And I remember like the first or second day I reviewed it, I wore it for like 15 plus hours and my skin was looking bomb. So yes, this is a good one. Hourglass Ambient. Holy blur. This, when I reviewed this foundation, I was like, dang, it is so blurring and very pigmented. So the only thing I didn't like was the shade ranges. This is still technically not my shade because it's a little warm. I like the quality of the foundation. I think it works on oily skin and dry skin beautifully. I don't have dry skin, but it's very hydrating. It glides onto the skin, very, very pigmented. And most importantly, this is one of the blurriest foundation in this collection. So I love it. Hourglass too, they come through sometimes. Their shade ranges with other products is not the best. When it comes to quality product, they come through for sure. Next up, Ulta Beauty released their Complexion Crush Medium Coverage Foundation. I'm in the shade medium to tan peach. Dang. This was like what, $15, and it's a very luminous foundation and pigmented, and another blurring one. Talking about this, these might be a little bit of a dupe. This is another one I caught myself really wearing it often. Just I couldn't find like my shade immediately, so that was like a bummer when I reviewed it, but I have it now and it's so good. I love it. And it's drugstore, well, Ulta prices, you know. Next one is Almay. This is like a hidden gem because no one really talks about Almay. I'm in the shade 700 True Beige. The only thing is that the shades are funky AF. They don't look like they look in the bottle when I applied it. Even today, it looks gray, but it has to warm up. So you give it like 5 minutes as you have it on your skin and it warms up to like the shade that's in the bottle. But when you first take it out, you're like, what the heck is happening? This has great coverage. I would say a medium coverage, very pigmented and long lasting. And it kind of gives your skin a little bit of like a drink of water type. And it has salicylic acid in it. I just love how it hugged the foundation, the skin, and it wore beautifully. Next up is Lancome. Lancome just does makeup well. This is a skincare glow serum foundation, and I like serum foundations because they're very lightweight and they kind of just attach and grab onto the skin. They're not as pigmented as most of these foundations, which is where the serum like kind of comes into play. So I really liked it. I think it worked out very, very well. It lasted all day. It gives you enough coverage and enough glow to like feel cute, you know? Talking about serum foundations, the number 7 Restore and Renew Multi-Action Serum Foundation, I really, really liked. It's a dupe to the Ilia foundation. That foundation is very expensive, so I duped them out, and I find that this is like the exact same thing. It feels the same, it looks the same, it applies beautifully, and this one's like about $20. And again, it has that serum like lightweight feel, but it gives you a good amount of coverage and have our skin looking even, you know? So this one's a good one. I'm in the shade Latte. L'Oreal True Match. This is technically new because they released in a new packaging and we were trying to figure out, both of us, you and I, if they switched up the formula, and they didn't. It actually felt the same way, and the shade, I am 6 neutral in the original one, also in this one, and it worked out the same exact thing. I love how lightweight, blurring, and just pigmented this is, and this is $10. Oh my god, it's so amazing, so amazing. 2 cream foundations. So Patrick Ta released his cream foundation. I'm in the shade medium 2, and it comes with the powder. I really like this. The powder kind of seals the deal. The foundation was nice, good cream. I don't feel like it's as glidey or as pigmented as most cream foundations are, which is a little bit different, but it does attach to the skin very, very nicely, which is what I like. But it's the powder here that completely seals and sets everything perfectly. Basma. This wasn't new, but it was new to me because it went viral on TikTok, and I'm in the shade here, number 20. Whoa, this is by far the best foundation stick I've tried in a long time. I typically avoid foundation sticks or cream foundations because I do have oily skin, and I just find that that those formulas tend to be just a lot creamier, and a lot creamier products are a lot moisturizing to the skin. And when you have oily skin, it's just, you're looking like a greasy grease ball all day long. But that didn't happen with this one. I love the coverage. I love how you just glide on the skin. It's a beautiful foundation, and it's a woman-owned brand, and I really, really like it. Yes. Three more. Revlon Skin Caring Foundation. It's their Luminous Skin Caring Foundation. Ooh, I love this. This was love at first sight, but then it wasn't my shade, so it was like love at third sight again, because I finally found my shade, which is Hazel 405. Whoa radiance, whoa pigment, whoa just everything. Like, this foundation feels very high end. It just gives you that, like, it just makes the skin just feel so nice, look beautiful. It lasts all day, and they have a good shade range. When I bought it, not all the shades were available. That was a problem. House Labs, you guys, this is by far my favorite foundation of 2022. I am in the shade 330. What I love most about it, it's pigmented. It grabs onto the skin nicely. It's one of those foundations that just hugs the skin so beautifully, and this was one of the first foundations that I really noticed that, because you guys know how when I do my reviews, I let the foundation sit for about 10 to 20 minutes to show you how it dries down, and whoa. And then throughout the day, your skin just look even more beautiful than what you started off with. And that's when you know a foundation is good, because you just look and feel better throughout the day when all your oils and everything was mixing. So yes, they have a good amount of shade ranges. I could also be in the shade, I think it's 310 or 320. Like to match my foundation to my shoulders and chest, not necessarily my face. My face will always be lighter because I do wear sunscreen every single day. Last but not least, number 22 is, you know, Mario's Surreal Foundation. I am in the shade 15 Neutral. Wow. This foundation, I'm hearing so many mixed reviews. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people like it. I love this foundation. I've worn it at this point about 5 times. It has this thick texture, but it glides onto the skin nicely. It is a Lumi foundation, and it has like these Lumi particles. They're not glitter particles though. They're these particles that mesh into your skin and just warms up to the skin. You won't have like straight up glitter or shiny stuff on your face throughout the days. It's part of the formula. I think it worked out well. It lasts all day long, and it makes your skin look very, very beautiful. I've heard people say that it accentuates texture. For me, I have textured skin because I have so many lights in front of me. You can't see the texture as much. I always have texture. I don't think this accentuated texture. So I really like this one. I think it's up there. It is amazing. It works out well. I just find that Makeup by Mario does makeup well, and I always think there's like a good strategy when it comes to his makeup. A lot of his makeup is not to be caked on or not to apply a bunch and make it work. You know, it's very thin layers. It's very kind of your skin, but better with more coverage. So that's kind of how I go about my reviews. You guys know me, I'm always honest with my foundation reviews, and I show you guys in different light. I think that's very, very important for me to show you exactly how the skin looks, how it wears, how it applies. And oh, my honorable mention, Dior Backstage. It's not new, but I tried it out for the first time, and ooh, my mind was blown. I love this thing. I'm in the shade 2.5 Neutral. I'm more of a 3 Neutral because it's a little bit too light. Revlon Color Stay re-released their oily combination and dry skin foundation. Wow, such a beautiful foundation. Like, I wore it for New Year's Eve, and my friend was like, what do you have on? I'm like, girl, Revlon, this one. It fell. I'm in the shade 370 Toast. Anastasia Luminous Foundation. I'm in the shade 335W. Such a luminous foundation with pigment. It lasted all day long. And I know this is a lot of people's holy grails, and I could definitely see that this was definitely a good one. This is it. Have you purchased any one of these foundations as I reviewed them? Let me know. If you did buy a foundation, is it like your favorite one? Or did you not like it? Let me know your thoughts about 2022 foundation. Thank you so much for all the love and support you always show me. I truly appreciate you. There's a lot coming your way, and I'm so excited for this new year. And again, thank you so much for all the love and support you always show me. It truly melts my heart. It means everything that you guys allow me to do what I love every single day. And oh my God, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support as always. And thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, click the button right there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.